para Playmobil Argentina, aquí con el gran Oliver y su hermosa colección.
Hello, I'm Oliver and I'm very happy that Bruno is here visiting me today. I can't talk any Spanish, I'm very sorry, but I'm very happy that you watched this video and we say hi from Germany.
Que disfruten el video. Muchas gracias, Oliver.
Gracias a ti.
Y a ti también, muchas gracias.
I'm Oliver SCHAFFER. We're here in Germany in Aulendorf right now. It's in the south of Germany and I'm from Hamburg. I have the biggest showcase collection in the world. That means since 20 years I'm doing exhibitions. I own more than 1 million Playmobil parts, 300,000 figures, and the boxes you see, I have 700 in my storage, and I'm right here doing my 51st exhibition. So more than 5 million people visited my exhibitions. So now you have all the numbers, and now we can talk about passion. Everything started when I was a little child. I started to collect circus because I've been a big circus fan, and the circus stars in Germany, Sarrazani, Althoff, Krone, they were my stars. I collected autographs and I did pictures with them, with the circus ringmasters and directors and bosses of the circuses. And at home I had my Circus Oliver. I call it Circus Oliver. Back then Playmobil did not have any tent, so my father, he built me a tent, a chapiteau, out of sailing fabric with real sawdust inside, with little speakers for circus music. So I had a cassette player, I put circus music on, and I made very sure that in my room, in my children's room, I put the elephants not right next to the tigers and the lions. So I always put a display in my in my children's room, and I did it always every summer and every winter. And I did it quite a lot until I was, I think, 11 or 12, so I was kind of old already. And I never had time for my other school friends, because I said, no, I need to go home and I have to prepare my next circus program. So I was only specialized in circus programs, and I was very, how do I say, I was very creative with combining sets into my circus world. So if you think I only collected circus sets, no. So I, for example, the dolphin swimming pool, it was my circus underwater, it was my circus manege, my round, you know, in the middle. Or for example, the cowboys and Indians, they were artists and they were riders in the circus. The cowboy was, I don't know the English word for it, the knives, you know, you throw. So my parents always asked me, do you really need this for your circus? Yes, of course. So I put all the different worlds into my circus world. Everything started when I got a phone call from Playmobil. Now you probably ask yourself, why is Playmobil calling me? I asked myself the same question. It was 2003, I think, right before the 30th anniversary of Playmobil. And they called me because they had a letter of my childhood with pictures from my Circus Oliver in their press department, in the archives. So they said, Mr. Schaffer, do you still have your circus collection? And I didn't know. So I had to call I get a goosebumps right now when I talk about it. I had to call my parents and ask them, hey, do you still have my Playmobil? And they said yes. And I told them, Playmobil is asking me that I am, as an adult, I have to show my circus collection to other people. and everyone told me, yes, you should do it. So I took all my 14 boxes from home and I went to a big museum in Germany, in Speyer, and I put my circus on display. It was almost 20 years ago now. So this is what I first did as an adult then, that I, for example, bought Dixie toilets, you know, because all my circus visitors could never go to the toilet. But in my 10 years of break collecting Playmobil, they released a toilet, so I bought at eBay 6 toilets and I put it right next to my circus cafe. So after all these years, finally my circus visitors, they were able to go to the toilet. So that was my first money I spent as an adult for Playmobil. In the beginning, especially with the circus, I always showed my collection. At one point, and now I make a big step forward, at one point I figured I have too much to show in one exhibition. So that was the process when it started, that I have to think about what do I leave away from an exhibition and what do I show. Most collectors would always say, I'm doing horses, I show all my horses. I'm different than other collectors now. Because I only show what is good for a topic. So I have a lot of full boxes at home and I leave them there. So my aim is to create the most beautiful scenery, but it is not about showing my collection anymore. So this is why I call myself also now an exhibition artist. I explain it lots of times like this, a diorama or like a table. It is almost as if I would be a painter, and the painter has a, I don't know the word for it, a paper where he's painting on, and the table is my paper. And Playmobil, they are my colors. So I have lots of colors with me, for example this figure, and whenever I go to a museum, I don't know if I use this specific figure or not. So as if I would be a painter, I cannot tell you how the end product looks like in a museum. So I'm creating it in the moment, and I have lots of boxes I put away again, and I have to be happy about the result. That's the most important thing. So the people who come to an exhibition, they stand in front of the showcase or the diorama and they say, nice, I see all the jokes, I see different sets from different centuries, that's important for me, and I want to spark their creativity. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to learn something. Sometimes I want to show some, I want to teach about some stuff, about foreign countries or about Romans or stuff, but sometimes it's just about fun. And both is good for me, and if the people have the Playmobil smile in their face, then I'm always happy. Since I'm more on Instagram, on Facebook, but more on Instagram, lots of people from all around the world follow my work. And I get another goosebumps right now here, because whenever we talk on Instagram and write each other messages, it doesn't matter if it's a Korean person or from Argentina or maybe from Spain or from France, it's all about the passion for Playmobil. Playmobil is a very abstract presentation of the world. And what combines, I think, all Playmobil collectors is that we have a little twist in our mind maybe, that we like this abstract copy of the real world. Playmobil is not the real world. Some dioramas or some collectors want to come as close as possible, but it's not possible because it's always abstract. So what all the collectors in the world have together is exactly this. The love for the abstract and simplicity of the Playmobil figure, and then to make art or something creative from it. And this is what I love, and this is what I get as feedback, and this is what we have all together in our hearts. So whenever I come to South America, I would love to visit many Argentinian Playmobil fans and then to talk about Playmobil and to laugh and to share stories. And I say now muchas gracias and saludo.